What do we have here? We got a new year and a new table surface. I bought this piece of wood because I thought it had some nice, some nice, I don't know, character to it. And then I noticed that there is a character in it. Does anybody recognize this face right here? Is it Donatello? Is it Michelangelo? Which Ninja Turtle is this right here? So this is the turtle table. And we have another animal here, the Sparrow, Strix. I mean, really? How did I get one of these? My buddy Alan Eller sent it to me to do some work on. So I figured we might as well look it over while I have it. Look at that micarta. I think this is an aftermarket insert. I forget what the original one was, like fat carbon or something. You know what? I will post the link to Sparrow Knives. They mostly do customs and stuff. And then I'll post a link to the place to get this insert too. That, sure, it's only, $500 once you get it all put together. Insane, but really nice knife. Did you hear that sound? Here, listen carefully. Oof. Beautiful. This blade looks like a Damascus, but I think it's just lasered. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's lasered, and I'll put the guy who did the lasering right up here. I've used his services myself a couple of times, and great guy, does great work. It's funny, this thing feels like a big knife, but it's really not. Let me grab something else that's pretty common to put it next to. So I always think of the AD 20.5 to be on the smaller side, right? And it's not much smaller than the Strix though, right? So the Strix is, the blades are almost the same length. So really not a big long blade. It's like a 3.1, 3.2, something like that, I think. Because that's all I think the Demco is only a 3.0, I think, or 3.1 or something. So it's like a 3.2, 3.3 inch blade on the Strix, but it feels bigger. It's weird. Now it doesn't feel heavy. It's definitely not heavy. Let's get a weight on it. Now this one might not be the same as every other one that has an insert because it is a different insert. So this insert might be a little bit heavier than the carbon fiber one. I think that's a linen micarta. I'm not sure though. Let's find out what it weighs regardless. Oh, wait. Come on. You need new batteries? So annoying, man. Come on, way to spin you around a little bit. Sometimes that works. Come on. Really? Get in there, you son of a bitch. There we go. Now we should be cooking gas, as people like to say. Kill the trash. These are so good. All right. Let's get a weight from this turd. Okay. We're zeroed. All right, I'm going to say 4.2. 4.6. Okay, not too far off. All right, how does that compare to the Demco with the really thin scales on her? So not too much heavier than the Demco, even though, boy, it's a full titanium. Well, not full titanium because it does have an inlay here, but a lot of titanium. Pretty thick blade, bigger, taller blade. This one's got no backspacer. This one has a titanium backspacer. So I think it feels good. The weight feels right for it. 4.6, was it? Yeah. So 4.6 ounces, not bad. Very tall, slicey blade, as people love to do these days. Really thin behind the edge. Is it a hollow grind? I think it is. It's a very subtle hollow grind. So maybe on like a 12-inch wheel or a big wheel they did the hollow grind on. Pocket clip looks excellent. Let's try it out. This guy is a user, so I'm not too worried about, putting the slightest little scratch on it. Works perfectly. And plus I'm going to do some work on it too. But I don't want to scratch up that micarta or the blade, so we'll take the ring off. Wow, really, really beautiful knife. Just seems like it wants to be in your hand. It wants to be turned on. Opened up. It wants to cut things. It wants to do work, man. It wants to do work. This knife is ready for business. Okay, it's a Strix. It's ready to go. Ergos are just pretty outstanding. And then choke up point with your thumb up on the pretty serious harpoon it's got there. Wow. These were kind of all the rage like a year ago or so, whenever they first came out. I think they faded in the being super, you know, sought after, but I don't know why. They're really excellent knives. I personally would like the blade a little bit pointier, but that's me. You know, it still works. Definitely a great knife for sure. Uh-oh, a little off center. Not loose. Interesting. Well, we will remedy that. This particular model actually has a little bit of lock rock, and we will fix that too. I'll put a little shim in behind the lock insert, and that will fix that. It'll be good to go. What an amazing knife. Really, really nice. How's the front flip on? I don't know if I've tried. Oh yeah, okay, wow. Yeah, front flip is great. I mean, it does have a front flipper that sticks way up, so it should be pretty good. A little bit of something there, maybe a nick, a ding, piece of gunk. Can't tell. I guess you would call this the bolster, but it's not a bolster lock like some knives are, because it doesn't have that situation on this side with the inlay. But I really like how they did the relief cuts right there. Just really nice. Looks different than everyone else does it. You know, this isn't the only Strix we have sitting around. We have another Strix that happens to be here. Now this one is actually probably my favorite one. I love that inlay. I love the sound. I love the beautiful Damascus blade on this one. But this one, it has a certain quality to it with all the silver and the vent holes here for letting out all the exhaust from the massive engine that powers this thing. This one is probably my favorite. Really, really nice. Again, not quite as cool of a sound, but nice nonetheless. We can see the precision of all the work on the blade. These are OEM'd by Best Tech, if I remember right. So these are not handmade. These are not a super expensive custom, but I think they're like $350, $400, something like that when you can get them. And they're not, you know, always gettable either. So that's just a quick look at the Sparrow Strix from my point of view. How I see them as really, really awesome, really, really sweet knives that I hope to own one someday, so that we can do a little cutty, little trimmy on the blade and make it even better than it already is. Have a nice day.